Hey guys, XRN here. I've been gone for a while, as I said in my last video, if you did look at that, and needless to say, that video is actually going quite well, and I wasn't expecting that. It was just me looping a PCX for like 2 minutes, but I decided to make something different. I noticed that nowadays, monster guides are kind of outdated, and even if they aren't, they don't go in depth to that said monster that much. From what I've seen, most of them, involve Jeff because he's the most recent monster, and PCX because he just got an update and received Gone Unbound, which, speaking of which, that ability is going to get changed again soon in the next update. But right now, let's focus at the real task at hand. I'm going to talk about monsters up ahead. Actual in-depth guides, which I will probably update as the days go on with this game. Because I've been playing it for a while now during my absence. It's going to start from Springtrap, and the rest will just go on as the order I want to. It just goes from the more I'm experienced with, the more I'm going to talk about them. And if I'm not experienced enough with the said character I want to talk about, I will get people that are more experienced with those monsters to help me out. So, yeah, that's how it's going to go. Enjoy the video.
Do you not remember any of the objectives?
I don't know. I think there's a task in here. Let's get this one.
Oh, okay.
Let's get this. Here. Yeah,
Ooh, donut.
What's going on, fellas?
I know where you live.
Wait a minute. Oh, shoot.
Springtrap, the man behind the slaughter. You either hate going against him, or you don't. I should reassure you guys watching this video that this isn't about how to counter the said monster, but instead, how to play as them. With that being said, Springtrap has 4 abilities, which are Ventilation Error, Phantom Walk, Axe Throw, and Mechanical Slam. In general, Springtrap is a really strong chaser, basically being able to secure kills consistently with his abilities. However, unlike some characters, he actually takes skill to use despite how beginner-friendly he might seem to some. Some things you must understand is that you are quite slow. After all, Springtrap has 18 sprint speed, which is tied with Vapor. This means that using your abilities for the right scenario is crucial. There is one saving grace though. You have an above average stamina pool. Sure, it's by 10, but every second counts in a game like Pillar Chase. Combining that with the abilities that you're meant to stay in chase longer, you'll be able to hinder your victims down. Lastly, you do 45 damage per hit. More on Axelis later. That's it for the basics for Springtrap. Now, onto the abilities in a more in-depth. This is going to be one of your best chasing abilities. Asthma, Ventilation Error. It gives Springtrap a speed boost while also recovering his stamina while doing so, even while running. He will also spawn a radius around him, which any players near him will be blacked out, which some of them will see illusions of phantom Springtraps. Though, again, I am not sure if this is true, because Blade said during the patches in his Discord server that they were removed, but some claim to still see them. Maybe it's a rare chance they spawn, I don't know, but that's not really important. Since more experienced players that have no lives can navigate around the map without vision, or their vision will come back at just the right time to make a turn during the chase, for example. So, when do you use it? Well, you can use it to ambush somebody if they're caught off guard. You can also use it after using Phantom Walk. You can also use it before Phantom Walk, and when you're out of stamina. You can also use it to detect players who are hiding. Since Ventilation Error makes survivors have, again, asthma, you can hear them without Phantom Walk. So, just use audio cues if you have really good hearing. Phantom Walk, or Phantom Step, is both a chasing tool and a locating tool. You become insanely fast with your vision darkened, you'll be able to see all players on the map, and if you touch somebody, they'll have the Fearful status effect, which will have 35% more damage on all your attacks, or 35 plus damage, doesn't matter. How you use it is, you can use it while nobody's around, or you can use it during chase. And while in chase, if they tend to walk, you can inflict the fearful status effect to secure a kill very quickly. Keep in mind that you can also deactivate this ability whenever you want. So, if someone is walking while you're using Phantom Step, then immediately detoggle it so you can hit them with the finishing blow. And one more thing is you have end lag while using it, so a more experienced player will try to bait you into deactivating it. For example, if you use Phantom Walk and you go towards them and hit them with the fearful status effect, if you press it right away, they will just run past you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Unless you have ventilation error, but at that point you're just better at catching up to them without your axeless form. More on that later. So just be careful how you end it.
So, Land, are you really that interested of the new Pillar Chase update? Like, do you have any favorites? What's going to happen?
This is one of your best, but also one of your hardest abilities to use. Axe Throw is a bit of a finicky ability. You can't really aim with it. Springtrap just kind of throws it in a straight line. So, you can't do any orbital shots like you could in Dead by Daylight with the Huntress in Dead by Daylight, for example. Springtrap also throws axe slightly to the right. So, one thing you must keep in mind is if you are close to a wall specifically to your right, the axe will just hit the wall literally right next to you, making you look stupid and embarrassing, just like all Forest King and Mimic players. With the exception of Land Perrier, I mean, you're quite a cool guy. So, how do you use this ability? Since there is no momentum in Pillar Chase, hitting Axe Throw on moving targets is really hard. Even experienced Springtrap players struggle, like me. If you're just starting, use it when a survivor is busy with a task, or if they are hiding inside a locker by instantly opening it, and then you throw it. Also, why on earth does the axe have a limit onto how far it can go? There are so many instances where an axe throw should have hit, but doesn't. The axe also has no gravity, so you can't hit people that are even slightly below you. Blade, you have gobble bombs that have gravity. Make the axe throw have infinite range with gravity to balance it. Oh my god, just fix this damn thing! Anyway. Once you use the ability, you can't move while the animation happens. However, you can aim it while using first person. So, there's that.
What the Owie! You're such a big meanie! Go away! Go away!
Once you throw your axe, whether you miss or land it, Mechanical Slam will be usable. And this new ability just kind of sucks. Mostly. Mechanical Slam will make Springtrap lunge forward slightly. Though sometimes it looks like the attack hits, but it doesn't. Anyway, upon hitting a grab, Springtrap will lift the victim up, dealing a little damage with the starting grab, then dealing 45 damage upon the finishing blow. During the animation, you can actually still attack with your M1 punch, leading to situations where one Mechanical Slam will lead to an insta-kill. So, when should you use it? Use it as a way to predict your victim's movement, or when they're low on stamina, or if they're out of stamina. This move is fine within itself, but you won't use it as often. Now onto some extra things and weaknesses. Starting with the extra things. Springtrap with his axe has faster walking speed when he's axeless. Why does this matter? Well, in situations when you're both out of stamina and staring at each other, awkward. When you have your axe, you're actually able to walk faster. And Springtrap, for some reason, has one of the fastest walking speeds in the game, so I don't know how much that comes into play. Which, sometimes by the time you have your stamina replenished, due to Blade buffing how much time the monsters can sprint again, you can actually secure a kill with it. Especially with ventilation error to replenish your stamina faster, you can win that situation more often than not. But when you're axeless, you're a lot slower, which doesn't really make much sense because it should be the other way around. I mean, you're carrying an axe, and you should be slower while carrying it and faster when you're not. But that's besides the point. You can't do the same thing if you're axeless because of your slower walking speed. So what's good about axeless form? You walk slower with it, and you don't have as much of a good ability with it. I mean, Mechanical Slam is not that good. So what's good about it? Simple. You are faster without your axe, which stacks a ventilation error. In most scenarios, it's basically a free kill due to how fast you become. Axeless plus ventilation error, you are pretty much faster than all survivors. Maybe not flimsy, but faster than literally the average survivor. Sadly though, you only deal 28 damage, but you have faster attack speed. Now, onto the weaknesses of Springtrap. First of all, you're quite loud. Voice lines sometimes give you away, and he's loopable on certain maps. Now, this may seem like very minor weaknesses, but these three are already, not often than not, some of the worst ones. And it's all you need for a monster to be exploited sometimes. However, if Springtrap is holding his axe, he's actually able to shift tap to make his footsteps completely silent. However, your idle animation and voice lines could still give you away, so do keep this in mind. Anyway, that was my first ever script being involved with a guide. So, I hope you enjoyed me yapping about my favorite character in Pillar Chase, which is Springtrap. I might be getting him to Diamond soon, one of these days. Who knows, maybe tomorrow if I'm dedicated enough, or maybe next week. But more guides are going to be coming soon. MX will be next. That's pretty much it. If I don't like how this guide comes out and I become better with my editing skills and speaking skills, then I'll probably remake this guide then. But other than that, thanks for watching. I hope y'all learned something from this, or just sat back and watched. I mean, I don't mind it. Bye-bye.
What the fuck?